Congratulations, you finally made it to 4 p.m. You know what that means. Happy hour. It's time to kick back, relax, and dive into the world of sports with the Young and Norvelle Show. Whether you're catching up on the latest scores, analyzing the big plays, or gearing up for tonight's games, we've got you covered. So grab a cold one, settle in, and let's talk sports. Here they are, Patrick Young and Terry Norvelle.
All right, here we go, man. I'm excited. Friday edition of the Young and Norvelle Show. We are back. We took the Hurricane Day off, but we are back. Of course, I'm live at Brix Jax Beach. Look at there. Patrick Young's got his Lamborghini cruising, just sipping on gin on juice. Look at Patrick sipping
I don't think I would fit in a Lamborghini, but you know, I got to try that. I got to try it.
What is that you're in right there? That's a nice ride.
The old blue, man.
Oh, blue, yeah.
Blue.
As we welcome you to the Young and Norvelle Show, there is a little bit of a rumor, and Patrick Young, you can either squash it or let it live. There's a rumor that Patrick Young is looking to get out of Old Blue into something new.
Yes.
Patrick, talk to me. Old Blue's been good.
Yes, the rumor is true.
Old Blue's been good.
You know, 19 miles per gallon just isn't it doing it for me. So that's one thing. And then the truck is so high. I wanted to get a smaller truck because, you know, there's plenty of mid-size and compact size trucks, but the lift that I have is made only for full-size trucks. So I'm in a conundrum of figuring out, all right, do you give up Old Blue and give up trucks in general? Or what, you know, and I think I'm kind of in that spot where I'm just really trying to figure it out.
Yeah, you need something that has an open back, right, to put your chair and bring it, right? You got to have.
You know, I mean, I can break it down. Like I can get a sedan, I can get an SUV, and manually break it down every single time. But that's just gonna be if it's rain. You saw how you know I got pretty wet that one time in Fourscore, and you helped me out.
Yeah.
But just imagine if I have to break down the whole chair, like I'd be soaked.
I like your setup now where the chair itself, once you get in, you hitch it and it takes the chair still set up. And then when you get where you're going, you hit it and I like it full setup. If I've got a vote, and I don't, but I like the way it moves now. Full chair setup.
Me too.
I like that.
Yeah, it's just not having to take the wheels off, and then it's a huge difference. I know it seems like one more step, but no, that one step is a big one.
Yeah, I agree. What are your options? What are you thinking about? Have you started looking hard, or just kind of looking around?
No, I haven't looked. I was looking pretty hard when I was thinking about getting another truck like that Ford Maverick,
right?
But I got discouraged. I got discouraged, so I've kind of stopped looking. But I'll get back to it at some point.
Yeah, I love Old Blue, but if it doesn't work for you, hey, how did your family make out? You said a little bit of flickering electricity. How are the Youngs? How'd y'all do?
The Youngs are pretty good. You know, our side of town, we're North Jack, so we're by the airport. Just a bunch of branches. Our power flickered a few times. Okay. House got warm, and like I'm sure your house did, but you know, I slept, man. You know, every time the power goes off and comes back on, that's going to wake you up.
Sure it is.
But other than that, I think we're very fortunate, man. We you look at some of our best. My ex-girlfriend, family, my mom and dad my mom is still close with her mom and dad, right. And man, their house in Clearwater got absolutely obliterated. Like she doesn't think that they're going to recover from it because they just the last one that we had this year that affected us, it actually flooded the inside of their house, but it was able to stay contained, and they just got that redone and fixed. And then this comes, and now their entire house, from the front, from the back, from the side, it's
sorry to hear that.
It's pretty awful. Yeah, I know.
Out or something. Goodness gracious! I was very lucky. I got awakened at midnight with the wind. And my electricity was out, and so I opened up all the windows at midnight, and it was cool enough. You know, that breeze was cool. If you open up every window, The breeze was cool, no AC, so I got to sleep and slept pretty good. And but our electricity was out still. Mine is still out. I left the house probably 1:30 or so, and I'm hoping when
you're what? You're near Mayport.
I'm in the hood of Mayport. Yeah, the tough guy Mayport area. So that nobody cares about that part, right? So I mean,
man, I gotta take you. Have you ever been to? I'm sure you have. You been to a comedy show before?
It's been a while.
There's a place in Mayport called First Coast Comedy, and I know the owners, man. You would absolutely love it.
Is it open? I see it all. I live really close,
yeah.
and it's been saying coming. Are they open certain days or whatever?
I think they might be open certain days. I know Fridays I like what they do. They have a family friendly 7:30 to 9, and then 9:30 to later is more adult. They do their because it's impromptu.
Patrick, if I had to, it would be about a mile and a half, maybe a mile walk from my house.
I highly recommend if someone looking for something fun.
When are we going to go?
Family fun, laugh. Gotta go. First Coast Comedy. There, it is great.
I want to go, and secondarily, I want to try out and be a comedian. I'm a freaking funny guy.
I think you could. Honestly, I think if you got some practice, some reps, I think you'd be very good.
Now, I want to do it under the guise of comedy. You can say anything you want, right? Okay. I just want it to be okay, right? You know what I mean? Comedy gives you that. What am I trying to say? It insulates you.
It gives you kind of insulate. Yeah, it insulates you. It should. You go there to laugh, and you make, comedians are supposed to, make fun of everything. I'm
going to make fun of your people.
And the thing is too, hey, guess what? No one's forcing you to listen to a comedian.
Yeah. How did you hook up with that place?
They became friends to myself and my business partner of the escape room.
Okay.
And we went and came to see them, and they're fantastic, man. We had a blast.
Let's you and I go talk to them. I want to go just as a patron a couple of times.
Yes.
I passed that thing. So I go to that dollar store right there, and I pass that place all the time. And I'm like,
we're not far. We should plan on a Friday. If you want to plan, like after we do our show, we can hang out for an hour or so or whatever, and then head over there. Because we won't from Brix, we won't be far.
You're absolutely right. But so they're open and running on certain nights. I'm really happy because I've been waiting. Yeah. They have a sign, and I guess if they get more popular, they'll be open a lot. But do they serve food? Food? Do you know or no?
Snacks. They got snacks.
Okay.
Snacks and they got beer and wine. So you can get you a cold beer and some it's real intimate. It's great, man. It's great.
Wait, I'd love to hear some good comedians, and we're in. Well, let's make that happen. Let's definitely make that happen. That's Pat. That's a date. I say it's a date.
All right.
And, we have a lot to talk about today on the program. Jags Texans. This will be our final preview. I think we all both agree. We'll have Brent on in a little bit. I think we all agree, man. Okay, I think Brent's there. We'll get Brent's thought as well. Patrick, I think we all agree that this looks like a tough trip to Texas for the Jaguars.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of stuff going on in and around that football program. Patrick, you're first.
I think we should take a step back. I think we should take a step back to because I don't disagree with you at all, but leading segueing into what you're saying, because Daniel Jones has been compared to Trevor Lawrence so much, money wise, career wise. I mean, honestly, they really are kind of neck and neck now. Ooh. I mean, we tried, and I think we tried to insulate Trevor, talking about his first year wasn't good because of Urban and that whole mess and debacle, and that's not wrong. But at this point, did you guys watch any of that game last night?
I didn't watch much of it, to be honest with you. Cowboys, Giants.
Daniel Jones. They honestly had a great. They did a great job last night, I would say, offensively. It's just they had 15 points, so they had 5 possessions that turned into field goals. They couldn't get in the end zone. 5 possessions because they were moving the ball. Daniel Jones, his completion rating percentage had to be at minimum 75%. And Dak was pretty similar. If it wasn't for that breakout run that CeeDee Lamb had. But I think it's important to have that conversation because they're talking about getting rid of Daniel Jones. It's time to go. And if you're going to have that conversation with Daniel Jones that's making 50-something million a year, then you know, I got to be real. Like the way this season is going for the Jags, that's something that's going to be on the table and talking about Trevor Lawrence. And I hate it because I think everybody loves Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, not getting it done.
We welcome Brent Beaird to the show, of course. Brent, we want to tap on a lot of your college knowledge, but I mean, you're a resident here. You follow the NFL, you follow the Jaguars. Man, I think a tough trip coming up to Houston. I think the Jaguars would have a better chance going to Houston had the Texans won this past Sunday and they were still undefeated versus they got beat. They really didn't show up. The NFL formula says the Texans are going to be, as you said last week with Buffalo, the Texans are going to be laying for the Jaguars.
Yeah.
It seems like there's a lot of stuff going on and off the field around this franchise.
Yeah.
Okay.
Conversation one, like Patrick, I'm trying to get a new vehicle. I've got a 2014 Corolla that's got about 350,000 miles on it.
Good Lord.
Oh, wow.
So, but it's been a great.
You worked that thing.
That's Alabama miles is what that is.
And I'm going to get, I'm looking for a Camry, but maybe a hybrid. Very grateful.
Yes.
That
if you can get a hybrid, get it, man.
You're a Camry guy. I can't lie. You're a Camry guy, Brent. I can see that.
Yeah. Thank you. I take that in the positive way. So, but I'm glad to be here. It was a long night, like you, Terry.
How'd you do?
The electricity went off at midnight. So it was a warm night, but it's back home and we're grateful. My Lord, I look at, I've got a daughter and a son-in-law coming down from Atlanta, and the flooding there, and the flooding particularly in North Carolina is catastrophic. If you haven't seen that yet,
man,
in North Carolina,
yes, in North Carolina, Nashville, and those areas is really unbelievable. It's worse than 40 years.
Oh,
from what I hear.
And, you know, I think Brent, you said it to me maybe a week ago, or someone said, "Man, you kind of felt like the hurricane season was over, right?" And then all of a sudden, this bad boy rolls through.
Yeah, well,
and I mean, we're in late September.
Oh yeah, but you remember what we had Matthew in mid-October.
Is that right?
Years ago, people forget that, but I remember that distinctly. But anyway, I just wanted to catch up with that real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Look.
Let me cut you off, Brent. By the way, when old Terry wraps up this gear tonight at 6, we get wrapped up about 6:10. I generally shake some hands and kiss some babies and blah blah blah. When old Terry heads home tonight, if my electricity is still not on, well, Terry and Penny are coming to either Brent's house.
That's fine.
That's house. We're heading one of you two's house.
Good. Well, I hope it's on by then. But look, I'm with you. I think I think the Jaguars started 0-4. Look, I'll say without any reservation, Houston's a better team than they are.
I agree.
I mean, they've got.
Wait a minute. Who's that guy, Patrick? Hold on, Brent. Who's that? Is that guy trying to impound your car?
No, that's my best friend Matt Santoni.
What's going on, guys?
Got the camera right there. He is. He's a head coach with JV at Providence, and he's teaching over there. I got some stuff from when I was in Gainesville.
Hook me up with some swag.
Some Gator swag.
All right.
Can he not get in the car? Can you?
I pulled up to his house. I was gonna wait till we got on break.
Okay. It's like this seems like a nefarious deal going on. What are we doing here?
Nah, man.
He's got the swag, man.
You blow the horn, a special did means you're here.
Socks.
What are they?
Hey Terry, you got to get you a pair of these.
Let me see.
These are the swinging Gator socks.
Yeah, I like them.
by Del Campo.
Okay.
Yeah, well, it's a move right there, man. You're not golfing right if you don't got the right socks on.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, I got 2 feet. I need some socks. Hey, I got
That's
2
right.
feet.
That's right.
Right? I
Yeah.
like it.
You're in elite business when you got these going on.
Nice. I like that guy.
We're Matt and I. We played together at Providence under Coach Martin.
Oh, nice. Does Providence? Is his name Matt? His name's Matt.
Yes.
Yes.
Coach Matt
Do you help out with the football team? Or do you have a game tonight?
helps out with basketball.
No, just
Yeah,
basketball.
but I didn't know.
But they do have a game. They have a
game
game down
tonight?
in at Masters Academy down in Orlando.
Okay.
Masters
Down south.
Is Providence football pretty good this year or no? I haven't really followed
Playing
heavy.
well. Yeah, they're
Playing well?
doing good right now.
Oh,
They're
good.
on a
How
roll.
about what are we gonna do? Providence basketball. What do we got cooking here? It's almost basketball.
Young team. They're young.
Yeah,
Oh,
we got
great.
some.
Hey, Brent
we
Beaird,
got
here
some
we
new
go.
Pieces, young guys, but looking hopeful. Yeah, we got all the right pieces, so we're getting
No,
those guys
no
to
senior,
work.
no seniors
No,
this year.
wait a
Right?
minute.
No playing.
No
Matt,
seniors.
that sounds like to me and Brent Beaird, you didn't do your recruiting and stealing during the off season. You got to
What?
We're not there yet.
We're not.
get some players, Matt.
Can't take this guy anywhere. Okay, you're good. Can't take you anywhere.
Really?
Recruiting and stealing. Providence doesn't do that.
Hey, Patrick Young. Patrick Young, may you walk your high school? Tell me where you were at. 11th grade, 12th grade.
Say that again. Got some.
Where did Patrick Young attend high school in the 10th, 11th, and 12th years? Can you please, in the you raised your right hand to tell the truth. Where did you attend school those 3 years? Patrick Young.
Ninth grade through 11th grade, I was at Paxson.
Oh my! What? And then 12th grade, what happened?
I transferred and paid tuition, full tuition, to attend Providence School across. So far,
Brent
it was
Beaird.
a 40-minute drive every day.
Brent Beaird, do you understand where I'm going with this? My man Matt.
Someone's out always trying to stir the pot.
Matt, hey, Brent Beaird, my man
Yes.
Matt, who when I started talking about recruiting and stealing players, he ran out of that window like a
My gosh.
like a fox or something you're about to run over.
Yeah, I think Patrick wanted you to rephrase that in a different manner.
You know,
Oh my gosh.
Matt, you should encourage some players.
Matt is a responsible new dad. He's got stuff to take care of. You know, don't give my boy a hard time. He was like, as soon as they started mentioning recruiting and stuff, he left.
Hey, I think Matt is the high school equivalent of Worldwide West. Y'all know Worldwide
Oh yeah, I
West.
remember that guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
No, oh my gosh.
Matt's back.
he's,
Matt's back.
he's not that.
Matt's back.
Worldwide West, that dude was running AAU like
Man, that was
Yeah.
crazy.
he was running college sports.
That whole
He was college basketball.
He was.
He
Hey,
was.
That
Oh,
was.
is that a Scooby? Is that a Scooby Doo shirt you have on?
I'm glad you.
How did I just notice that?
Hold on, I'm wearing this in honor. Hopefully, all the animals were safe after the hurricane and all. Scoop, look at there. Is that great or what? I'm hoping all your
Yes.
dogs, all your fur babies.
Matt's got a dog. How did Toby handle everything last
Toby
night?
was great.
Toby was great.
He was great.
Yeah.
Toby doesn't like me because I guess when he sees me in my wheelchair, he's like, "No, you're gonna hurt me."
He knows
he
bad
texts me
word.
every time.
Animals know, right, Brent Beaird? Animals have an instinct.
Absolutely.
And they know you're
It's the chair.
a bad guy,
Sure, man.
Brent.
The chair gets him.
Tell him. All right, Matt, before we take a break, you probably have. Can you show us the bag of money you have? There's got to be a bag of money.
Oh
there.
my gosh!
Oh, I just took it in. Yeah, we can't show that stuff on air.
Yes. Hey, all I know is put some heavy money now on Providence basketball. Providence,
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
the bag has been delivered.
Let's go. We might show you on break.
Oh my gosh!
I love that guy because he's playing along. Hey, Matt, thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Let's
problem,
take a quick break and let's refocus because Patrick Young has got again. He's got our show off the rails. We'll come back. We'll talk more Jaguars. I'm going to get on the local Jaguar media. I'm going to get on the boys, Brent Beaird, Patrick Young. I'm going to get on them.
I need one, bro.
They did it
Oh my
again.
gosh!
And we got a lot of college football to talk about. That and a whole lot more. Break one. We're cruising on a Friday at Brix Jax Beach.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brix Jax Beach.
At Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, we know pain and injuries can stop you from doing what you love. This is why our board-certified orthopedic specialists offer the latest in both non-surgical and surgical treatment options and create a treatment plan tailored to your unique lifestyle and goals. So, whether it is a sports injury or that nagging pain that's keeping you from doing what you love, our team has the right treatment for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
For over 20 years,
a
Southeast
family
Orthopedic
atmosphere,
Specialists has
kid-friendly
been providing
restaurant
the
with a
highest
real
level of
sports bar
orthopedic
feel.
and spine
Brix
care
Jax
to
Beach
patients
features all
throughout
that and a
Northeast
large,
Florida. Now,
climate-controlled
we're making
covered
that
patio
same great
with misting
care even
fans
more
and heaters
convenient
for
with
all
Southeast
seasons.
Orthopedic
Mix in an
Specialists Direct,
extremely
a
diverse
walk-in
menu
clinic
that
where you
features
can
the
be
most
seen for
quality
pain or
and
injuries
affordable steak
with
at the
no
beach,
appointment
and there's
needed.
no reason
Staffed by
not to enjoy
orthopedic
your next
physicians and
lunch,
specialists.
dinner,
We offer
happy hour,
everything from
or big
diagnosis
sporting
and
event
treatments
at
to
Brix
imaging
Jax
and
Beach,
bracing,
300
all with
2nd
no
Street North
appointment
in
needed. For
Jacksonville
more
Beach.
information,
See
hours,
you
and
at
locations,
Brix
visit our
Jax Beach.
website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he can review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dynamic Hurricane Grillaway for the football season. Well, there it is. What is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tashley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms, whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV. You can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry. We still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms, from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Hope you can find it.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is SLT. This one's an elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from.
Trained professionals, transparent pricing, customer satisfaction. Small problem or even a bigger issue. Maybe
coming
you
around
need
the
a
corner,
tankless
which
water
means
heater
it's
or
almost time to
something a
close
bit more
out
intricate.
those
The experts
2024s
with
this
25
summer.
years
You can
of
schedule a
experience
test drive
at
at
NimnikBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Well, sometimes we have one of those shows, it's just fun. This has started out like that, and I can feel it. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the program, the Young and Norvelle Show, right here from live from Brix Jax Beach. You know, the Friday location, place filling up. $12.99 ribeye special. Everybody is eating that, and kind of you get the feeling people are just tired of being in the house, tired of being worried about the wind and the forecast. Everybody's out and having a good time. Got people saying hi. Hey, you too, from Aaron. Hold Press Tanger from Survivor. Our chat room is up. We'll get Brent Beaird and Patrick Young joining us here. There's Brent. Hey, Brent, obviously we bring you on for a lot of things. Your vast knowledge. We'll talk some baseball, but college football is where we want to go today. But with that said, Brent, I'm going to spend a moment here getting on the local Jags local media. I started telling you folks, and I posted, and I can pull it back up, but I posted a couple of our show rundowns from back in April and May. Brent, are you with me? April and May.
Yes.
And I was posting, this is like after the draft, or around the draft, after free agency, once the Jaguars had their roster. This is April, May of this year. And I was posting, and if I have to, I'll pull it back up and post it before the show ends. And some of our show rundown that I put together said, are you going to fall for the Jacksonville local fluffy media again? Don't do it. And that was in May and April, for God's sakes. Brent, they've done it again. The local Jaguar media, and we're all friends with them. And you don't have to jump on if you don't want to. I get it. I'm friends with all these guys, but I'm tired of it. And I wonder about the fans. Quit falling for it. The local fluffy Jaguar media, just about every offseason, they blow the Jaguars up. They spend sunshine and rainbows in April and May, free agency and the draft, and month after month. I don't know if it's because they have trouble filling their show during the offseason, and I don't want to get mean. I know all these guys and like them. But Brent Beaird, they've done it again. April, May, June, July, going into August. The local fluffy Jaguar media, the Jaguars are going to be great. They're going to do this. If they get a break here, they're going to win 10 games, 11 games, 12 games. They can win. Well, anybody with half a brain could see that final Jaguar roster and say, Brent, this is not a real good football team. But now the Jaguar media here, Brent, now they're absolutely fuming. They're mad as hell. They're going on their different shows, mad as hell. And I'm asking, well, who are you mad at? You said they were going to be good. Yeah. You were wrong. You blew it up. You sent sunshine and roses out. Why are you, Jeff Prosser, just mad and about to bust a brain vessel? Dan Hicken and Rick Blue, all the go on and on. Who are you mad at? Why are you mad? You're the one that blew it up in the offseason like you do every season. And the fans, God bless them, they fall for it every year. So you've got the fans worked up. Where did you see that this was going to be a good football team? Yeah. Nothing told you that this was going to be a good football team. But now you're being two-faced. All you local guys are coming on your shows absolutely just madder than hell, ripping anything. And I'm thinking, you did it again. Why are you ripping the team? You should be ripping yourself. There's Brent, and I'll let you talk now. There was nothing to tell you that this roster was going to be good in the NFL. Brent, pick it up from there.
Well, we looked at this roster even after the exhibition season, and we're able to see that in that they didn't have a lot of go-to receivers. The offensive line, we knew was not going to be very good at all. And Trevor, Trevor's good, but has Trevor developed like he needs to? I think that's an honest question that people are talking about at this point. But Terry, I think what happens here, and I see this sometimes with some schools in the college ranks, is there are sometimes the media become fans of a team.
I think so.
Instead of objectively being able to report on them, and they get mad when that team doesn't play well. So I think we're beginning to see a little bit of that. And look, Sean Cohen came out himself and said that what, this is going to be the best collection of the roster that they've ever had. And we say this kind of every year that you get into the off-season practice, and so has a good practice or two, and then after that they cut him. But there's a lot that's said about that. It's an organization, Terry, that just has a lot of issues, and a lot of problems. And the thing we kept saying over and over again was, and people kind of ignored this, was the teams in their division have gotten probably better than they have. Houston is a great example of that. Yeah. CJ Stroud is playing really well, and Houston's defense is ferocious. I mean, what Will Anderson has done has been very impressive. So Terry, it's just it's a combination of a lot of things, and they are frankly right in the middle or close to being in the middle of where they've been for how many seasons almost in a row now.
I mean, all that is true. I agree with all that, but the local media, and you're buddies with them as well. I'm friends with all these guys, but they do it every year. There was nothing in the offseason and the new roster, draftees and free agents. There was nothing that told you, wow, this is going to be a good team.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there was nothing. But once again, the fluffy local Jaguar media, hey, they're going to be good. Is that the special? Yeah, everybody knows the ribeye special, but let me see. Oh, Friday, they're going to add Friday redfish, $12.99. They like to add a little seafood and steak.
Yes.
You can't go wrong here.
I like that.
Yeah, how about that? But this local media, and then I love Jeff Prosser. I love Dan Hicken. I love Ballou. These guys are great, and we could go on and on. But every year, it's like the offseason. All they want to do is talk fluff, and they excite the fan base. There was nothing to excite the fan base this year.
Yeah.
That roster was terrible, but they did it again, and now they're all busting blood vessels.
Yeah.
But Brent, who should they be busting the blood vessels at? Themselves. You were wrong. This was never going to be a good football team this year. And I know it's early and they could get hot and shove it down my throat. But I'm telling you, this local fluffy Jaguar media is to blame to a degree because they always fluff it up, Brent. Always.
Well, look, it's hard to look at this schedule now, Terry, and frankly, pick out more than 4, 5, 6 wins. Maybe at the most. I mean, they've got some difficult teams to play that are still coming up. And look, I know they've got to be disappointed, but look, what we saw Monday night was just simply unacceptable and inexcusable. When you've got, and you mentioned it this week, when you're the Bills and you've got your backup quarterback in the game early, basically in the fourth quarter, that is a real shot, frankly. But look, and right now, and look, they may pick it up somewhat, but at this point, there's really nothing people have seen that's going to encourage them to think that this team is going to be anywhere near a playoff team right now.
Well, they're going to steal some wins. I mean, number one, the NFL is the NFL. The Jaguars will go out and beat somebody they're not supposed to, right? They'll go beat maybe Houston this week. I don't think so. No. Jaguars will beat somebody they're not supposed to. It's the NFL formula. And there's a couple wins in their division. 2 games with Tennessee, 2 games with Indy. They could find 2 or 3 wins there.
Sure.
But I want to get back. I mean, the local media right now, they're breathing fire, but the fire-breathing local media, the Prossers, the Hickens, the Ballous, on and on, you were the ones that pumped them up all off season. Were you bored? Did you not want to work on your show and fill it up? Is it tough in the off season? And you just bailed out on, well, we can talk how good the Jaguars are going to be for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks. Maybe they do that, and that's their business. But you can't do it every year. Bring the fans, I think, along, and then when they're terrible, after you fluffed them up, then, I mean, you've seen it, Brent. You've heard it. Mm-hmm. These guys are breathing fire. Well, who are you breathing fire at? You were the one, erroneously, you knew they weren't going to be real good. Did you just bail out? Did you take the easy road. Brent, I'm tired of seeing the fan get suckered in by the local fluffy Jaguar media.
Yeah, and I think it's beginning to dawn on some of the fans that this team is not very good, and they're not really good in any area. I mean, Terry? You can't really find any particular area where this team is really proficient in doing what it really needs to be able to do. So I certainly get the frustrations with the fans, and look, Terry, you and I both know you start 0-4, and we talked about this the other day. Even if you had a winning streak of somewhat, it would still take the end of October, mid-November before you're at 500.
Oh, that's tough. I love what you just said, Brent. You said the team in any area. And I remember Patrick's gone now, but I remember Patrick multiple times in the offseason. We'd start touching on Jaguars in NFL. And, every offseason, all the national guys, and they're trying to fill up some months in, April, May, June. They're trying to fill some months to get. Well, the national pundits out there, they always do their position rankings, right? There's basically 7 positions, I think it is, that people rank. It may be CBS Sports, NBC, ESPN, all the writers. And this, the quarterback, running back, wide receiver, offensive line, defensive line, linebackers, secondary. There's your 7 position groups. And Patrick, he was intrigued. He goes, damn, Terry, every time I see, and I was following it too. Yeah. Every time I see a national writer, a national NFL writer, when they rank their position groups 1 through 32, he said, and we started tracking it, nobody had any Jaguar position group in the top 10. Yeah. Maybe Trevor Lawrence was popping in at 8, 9, 10, but nobody. And Pat asked that, and I said, I don't know. Sometimes the local guys know more, but sometimes no. And the national guys right now look like savants. They really do, Brent.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And look, when I talk to groups, invariably I'll get a question about how do you think the Jaguars are doing this year?
Of course.
And my answer to that is, and I'm not trying to be a smart aleck. I'm really not. But my answer to that is, look, to keep you from being disappointed. If this doesn't work out, find you a good college team that you like, and divide some of your allegiance and root for them.
Yeah, I'm just amazed. And who the hell am I? And I'm not here to tell any of our great colleagues who are much better than I, much more talented than I. Their shows are better than ours probably. But this local Jacksonville fluffy media, they do it every single season. Okay, I mean, the Jaguars are in their 30th season, right? I looked it up. They've had, I think, 15 seasons where they finished under 500 and like 2 or 3 more at 500.
Right.
So, and those 15, there were so many years that, and some recent years that you could look at that offseason roster and go, they're just not going to be good. Yeah. But the local Jaguar fluffy media would tell you, well, they could win 10, 11 games. If they get a break here, they're no. And then you jack the public up because you're blowing smoke. You Jacksonville fluffy media, you jack the public up, and then they lose, and then you get pissed off on your shows, and you're angry, and you're breathing fire. Right. Well, you were wrong. Why aren't you breathing fire at yourself? Brent, I don't know that I'm tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Well, and see, the other issue here is, and they fired Doug Peterson at some point, who I still frankly think is a pretty good football coach. Or are they going to be in the same shape as a lot of these other college teams we cover, that every 3 or 4 years that you're going to make a change with that, and as you keep doing it, you keep getting further and further behind.
I tell you, we're coming up on a break. I also would be really scared going back to Shad Khan's comments, and we saw it. He was sitting on a podium with, I think, Peterson and Balky. They're right there. They were addressing the media. I don't know who they were, but Shad Khan said, "This is the best collection of talent. This is the best Jaguar roster, the best coaching staff ever." That scares me right now.
Yeah.
The fact that he said that, and I get it. He owns the team. He wants to say it. But you know why that scares me? Where did he get his data before? And I don't think Shad Khan just shoots from the hip.
Yeah.
Right. But did he get his data from Doug Peterson, from Balky, from his son with this analytics thing? It leans to me like he probably got his data from the analytics side. And I hate to say this, but I haven't seen the Jaguars analytically beating anybody and being ahead. So it scares me that Shad Khan may have gathered his data from wherever to make that statement. That was a scary statement, man. If he thinks this roster that he set and was set in May, June, right after free agency, that he thought, that scares me. Where is he getting his info?
Yeah.
Wow.
Spooky. Yeah. I don't know, but and I know some of this is to sell tickets, but look, the only way you're going to sell tickets, regardless of what level of sports you are, is to win games, and that's what keeps fans coming back more than people tell them how great the team's going to be this year.
It is a scary time, I think, in and around the Jaguar organization. Patrick Young's back. We're going to take a break, come back. We've got some college football to get into. Pat and I have our picks. Boy, we're in a battle with Brent and Austin, our midday show. We're in a good battle, man. We're one game behind. Pat, I like your picks. I like our picks. We're going to go over those and much more. Brent Beaird hanging around talking some college football. Go nowhere. We're back. The Young and Norvelle Show coming back right here from Brix Jax Beach.
Finally,
those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
A family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all that and a large climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 302nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you
for more information, hours, and locations. Visit our website.
Procter AC. You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
Tools, paint, plumbing supplies,
I'm not sure what you can review, but okay.
We've got what you need to get the job done. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here. You're part of our community.
Sure has been
So come
a
in today
while.
and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is.
It means something.
What is that?
High school football is
Hey
back
everyone,
and
Olivia
it's bigger
Tassie
than
here from
ever.
Action
Welcome
Sports
to the
Jax
Friday
tell
Night
you
Zone
all the
Blitz.
different ways you can watch our new 24/7
Watch the biggest
network.
games each week
3
live
easy
as the
steps.
action
You don't even
unfolds
need
with
a pen and
instant
paper to
reaction
write it
and
down.
analysis
Step
from
number
our Hall
1,
of Famer,
download the
Kevin
app. Search
Sullivan.
Action News
It
Jax
starts
in
with
your
live
app
look-ins
store
at the
either
top
on your
matchups,
phone
including
or your
our
smart
Jaguars
TV.
Prep Whataburger
Then,
game
once you're on
of
the
the
app,
week,
click on
and
that
that
little
is just the
drop-down
beginning
menu in the
of
upper
4
left-hand
straight
corner with the
hours
3
of
little
coverage
lines.
from
and
That'll
8 to
show
10:30,
you
the
these
Friday Night
options.
Zone
And boom,
Blitz
right
is
here.
streaming
Click
on our
Action
Action
Sports
Jax app
24/7,
and online.
And you will be brought to
At
our
10:30, the
continuous
Friday Night
stream
Blitz you
channel.
know and love.
That
A half
app
hour
can
of
be accessed
highlights
through
from
all
around
these
the
different
area.
platforms.
11
Whether you
o'clock,
have
we shine the
Roku,
spotlight
Fire
on
TV,
the
Smart
bands
TV,
that pump up
Apple
the
TV,
crowd.
or Google
11:15, it's
TV,
time
you
to
can
blitz
find
through
our
the
app. Now,
highlights
if you don't have access
online
to the
and
app,
on air.
don't
Then
worry, we
11:35,
still got you
back to the
covered.
stream to
We're
break
across
down the
all
night's
social
results
media
with reaction from
platforms,
local
Facebook,
coaches.
Instagram,
4 straight hours of
X,
high school
YouTube,
football
Twitch.
on the
We have a
Friday Night
podcast
Zone
channel.
Blitz.
Plus,
Only
check out our
on
short
Action
reels
Sports
on our
Jax
TikTok.
24/7.
Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnik Buick GMC. The number one Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnik never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is SLT. This one's at elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnik Buick GMC,
Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit bakersport.com to schedule a test drive at NimnikBuickGMC.com. And while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnik is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnikBuickGMC.com. Nimnik, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
All right, let's go over some picks. Patrick Young is here. Terry Norvelle, Brent Beaird as well. Patrick, as we welcome you back to the show, we have our show versus show picks, and we're ready to go. One game behind, man. It's a battle right now between us and Brent and Austin. Brent, I want you to kind of guide us as well. We've got our picks made. Let me find them. What we do with show versus show, we do 3 college and we do 3 pro. They're picked for us. Okay, Patrick. Oklahoma State at Kansas State. Boy, that's a good game. Tough game. Patrick, we have gone with Kansas State, right? We took Kansas State in that one, right, Pat? Oh, we lost Pat's audio, but we've got Kansas State. I think it's minus. I didn't bring my glasses in. Brent, Kansas State, Oklahoma State should be a really good football game. The problem is the loser's basically out of any chance they're playing. Okay, thanks, Matt. Brent, go ahead. The loser of this game, and we took Kansas State, and I don't see the points here, but we're taking Kansas State.
I think it's -2. It's close.
-2. We're fine. And help me out with this, Pat. I don't have my glasses with me. But Brent, your thoughts on that game? It's a nice national game. It's almost an elimination game. One of these teams will be out of the running. They'll have 2 losses and going the wrong way.
I think Ollie Gordon's health will say a lot for this game. He is the running back at Oklahoma State. Again, this is a team, frankly, we got to remember, if Arkansas had beaten them in regulation, Arkansas would be undefeated right now.
Yeah, and Arkansas probably should have won that game.
They should have.
Against Oklahoma, Patrick. But Patrick and I, we're taking Kansas State in that ball game. That'll be a fun game. I'm telling you, if you get a chance to watch some of it, that'll be
I like that quarterback at Kansas State. He's fun to watch.
He is. He
sure
he's
is.
A talented athlete. And that's kind of why, Patrick, when you said Kansas State, that was my push us over the top because of that quarterback. I think he's special, Avery Johnson. Yeah. We also, game number 2 in college, Patrick and I, we like Louisville at Notre Dame, but Louisville's getting 6.5. So Patrick and I, Brent, I like taking an underdog that I think could win a game and they get points. So if they lose, I like 6.5. We're ahead 6.5 right now. What are your thoughts on that, Brent?
Hey, this game definitely means more, I would say, for Notre Dame.
Yeah, I agree.
Since they can still savage their season because for the ACC, this is probably the best game they're going to get.
Yeah.
Up until we see what Clemson turns out to be, but I mean, I could foresee Notre Dame just having an insane game, but also Louisville is one of a sleeper, a team that we probably didn't talk too much about or think too highly of, and I think they're going to come and bring especially on the road, they're going to come in and try to hush up that crowd, especially early.
And we get 6.5 points, Pat. We got 6.5 points in Louisville. Brent, what do you think about that?
To Pan's point, this is an important game for Notre Dame. they're not really going to be challenged.
Yeah.
Until they play Southern Cal. Now, but I will say this: they've got Army, November the 23rd.
Army won.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you guys watched any of that last night.
I didn't, but I saw
that. Hey guys, think about this stat. I wonder what this would be in basketball. Army had 407 yards rushing.
Dang.
Last night. Temple had 7. 7.
They had 407 running it down your throat.
407?
Wow.
Holy moly, that's a lot.
Hey, if you were the defense, it was Temple they played, right?
Yeah.
If you're the defense for Temple, are you tired of seeing that running back just running down your throat? Patrick, 407, Patrick. Oh, my God.
Was that the running back and the quarterback, or just both running backs? Just
anybody out of the stands?
It was combined rushing.
They were grabbing guys off the sidewalk. You want to rush them in?
Yeah, listen, the GA must have ran for 100 yards himself.
No doubt. Yeah, the water boy got in and got 32 yards, for God's sake. All right, but we're taking Louisville with 6.5. I like it, Patrick. We got almost a touchdown. The third college game, we're going to take Alabama. Alabama's at home facing Georgia, the huge game. Patrick and I agree. And Bama's getting a couple points, right? Alabama's getting a couple points, I think, at home. The big game of the year so far. Brent, how do you see this game?
Well, as far as the betting line is concerned, one betting line has Georgia -1, and then another one has Alabama -1. So
wow.
What does that tell you? Is that pick 'em basically?
Yeah, that tells you it's a damn good matchup. Is what that tells you. Yeah.
Well,
Bama at home. I like the quarterback play. I know Beck. I like Milroe being a little more mobile than Beck. Anything stand out? A couple things that stand out, Brent, to you in this game as we see it coming up tomorrow night.
I think one thing that hurts Georgia, and we talked about this, they don't have Ladd McConkey and Brock Bowers.
Yeah.
And now Dominic Lovett stepped up. And I think that was important. Now, ETN, the ETN of Georgia.
Yeah.
Now, he played against Kentucky and really looked good at times in that game. So Bama's going to have to be able to deal with him, frankly. But a lot of this is, I think, the young but talented Alabama secondary going against Carson Beck and what he's going to be able to do. But look, we cover these games all our life. This is a line of scrimmage game.
Yeah.
Whoever is able to win, Georgia doesn't have take Ratledge. That's going to hurt them, I believe, to some degree.
Yeah, the big lineman's out. Yeah, for a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but I will say this: I still think it's the first of maybe 2 or 3 times these teams played this year.
Yeah, they could easily play a couple times. But Patrick, I like our pick. We get a couple points in Tuscaloosa, and I think Georgia's going to be wake up Georgia. I mean, if they're not, there's something wrong. But Georgia's they've kind of sleptwalked through the season so far. And I mean, it's almost
were they sleepwalking when they blew Clemson out week 1? Was that a sleepwalk?
In the first half, yeah.
Yeah, to answer your question, yeah, that game was weird. That game
if that was sleepwalking, then they are about to beat Alabama by 3 touchdowns. If that was sleepwalking,
that's you just saying it because that's your pick. You just don't agree.
Yeah,
you're just
that's my pick because I think that's what's going to happen, and they actually go hand in hand. But
that's what producer Zach with Brent, would you agree? I watched most of the Georgia Clemson game. It was a weird game. It was 6-0 late in the half. Clemson moved the ball, and now penalties count. But if it's I pushed off the catch, that's one time. That's one type penalty. Clemson had a lot of big plays. Well, they were lined up wrong.
Yeah.
Or a guy. I think Georgia hasn't been. They need to be shaken up a little bit, I think.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I do agree with
it. If Saturday night doesn't do it, but I can't wait to see the game. But I like Patrick and me. We're going with Alabama. We get 2.5 points. I like it.
I know it's a revenge game, yeah, but whatever.
Yeah,
I don't care about that.
Now I do agree with Zach. Georgia will play much better Saturday. You won't see the team that played Kentucky. No. I can tell you that.
No. What do you think, Kalen DeBoer? He's getting a taste of it, but my God, I mean, and not that the Huskies and Washington has a great home field, and when they have a big team coming in, but which is where DeBoer was from, but man, he's going to get full SEC starting tomorrow, right? And I mean, I think he's the right guy, but he's going to get an indoctrination to SEC football. He's at home though.
Yeah.
But wouldn't you agree, Brent? DeBoer is going to go, holy crap! And we got to play these type of teams 3 and 4 more times, and maybe.
There's no doubt about that. Yeah. Now I will say this though, DeBoer, and it's been on different levels, but DeBoer has played in championship games and high-profile games before.
Sure.
Obviously, being the national championship game, but this game takes on a sense that you don't see really anywhere else along that line. Now, Kirby Smart, I give him credit. When he's had 2 weeks to prepare, he's 24-3.
Yeah.
So that's pretty impressive within
this game, and Pat, considering Kirby, and he got a few wins, and he got a win over Saban, but this would be a hurt game for Kirby more than Kalen DeBoer. DeBoer's kind of new, and he's new. He's got a little bit of a leash at Alabama. The last thing Kirby needs is a new guy to come into Alabama, and Alabama still beats Kirby. I think that would be tough on Kirby, don't you think, Pat?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, I think we lost Pat a little bit there. Yeah, but
absolutely, without a doubt, yes.
Yeah, he needs that. And Brent from that angle, Kirby has Saban has got the better of most of his assistants.
Yeah,
actually, all of his assistants. Mm-hmm. One or two got a win. Kirby's
the only one that's won, right?
Kirby got one here.
Jimbo got a win in A&M.
And Jimbo got a win, so just a little bit. But
okay.
Right now, if Kirby rolls in there tomorrow and Bama beats them, Brent, what do you think the fan base at Georgia says? Man, this guy from Washington came down way up in Washington, came deep into the South, and beat Kirby again. What do you think the Georgia fans would think?
Well, they certainly won't be happy with it, and sometimes other teams just have your number.
Yeah.
But I mean, look, these teams are that close.
Yeah.
I mean, they recruit a lot of the same players. They've got some of the same assistants. I mean, you just going down the line. I mean, you're looking at kind of a mirror image of two of the top five teams in the country with this too. But it would certainly put the balance sheet in Bama's favor. But again,
I'm sorry, cut you off. I was going to say, Patrick, think about it. Kalen DeBoer rolls down into Tuscaloosa. Been here a few months. First big Georgia-Alabama game, and he goes 1-0, and Kirby loses. Ooh, that'd be awkward. That'd be awkward for the Georgia fan going, wait a minute, this guy Kirby, you can't let this guy roll in. You've been entrenched at Georgia for 8 years. You can't let this guy roll in and continue Sabaning Georgia. You know what I mean?
Well, and don't think that Saban hadn't had a little bit of discussion behind closed door with that Alabama staff with this one either. And he has also recruited these players along that way. But look, I think one of the good things about this, I'll say this briefly, is you don't have the pressure on this game that you do if we didn't have the expanded playoff.
Exactly.
Which I think is kind of refreshing, frankly, because I can tell you right now, whoever loses this game, the committee is going to give them credit, A, for playing it,
or
and
B,
whoever loses will not be penalized for losing this game.
Provided it's not a 30-point difference.
Well, right.
And I don't see that happening. Pat, let's go over our NFL picks real quick. I hope you can hear us right now, Pat.
Oh, I don't have them.
Our three, and I've got them. I've got our 3 NFL picks with our team. We like the Commanders. We're going to take Washington at Arizona. So we're going to take a road team. They get a couple of points. I like that. Washington looked okay the other day in a win. We're good with that, right, Pat? Washington over Arizona. Did we lose you, Pat? We may have lost Pat. But we're going to take.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, you're good with that. We're also going to take the Eagles on the road. And I agree with this, Pat. I think you made a good pick here, and we made a good pick. The Eagles, I know they're on the road. They're -2.5 at the Bucs. I think the Eagles might have shook themselves and awakened with a win last week. And we are, and Brent, I want you to comment on this. We're also going to take our third game. We do 3 college and 3 pro with our show versus show. We're taking the Texans. They're hosting the Jaguars. The Texans are giving 6.5, so they're giving away a touchdown. But, man, I just don't know what to make. I think that's a safe pick. I think the Texans are going to be madder than hell, and that's the last thing the Jaguars needed. They should have wanted the Texans to win their game, not lose. What do you think? We take the Texans and giving away a touchdown, basically.
Yeah. To me, again, it's just the Texans defense can just overwhelm people.
Yeah.
And they should overwhelm the Jacksonville offensive line. Now, look, you mentioned the Eagles pick. Well, the Eagles are just really having trouble scoring, aren't they? I mean, they won a game last week where they basically just had to score basically at the end of the game and hope the defense hangs on. But you continue, Terry, they continue to do that. They might be a quick out in the playoffs.
Yeah, could be. So that's what we have. Let's take a break, Brent. If you could hang around, that'd be great. I know you've got some college news and notes. Feel free to get them out to us. We're ready to talk about those. Major League Baseball, what a wild final weekend we've got coming up. We'll talk about it, but the weather has impacted the scheduling, and there are a bunch of teams fighting. It's a weird situation, and some of the wild card spots may be decided on a Monday double header the day before Tuesday playoffs. It's wild. We'll talk about that also in the second hour. Glad you're hooked up with us. I'm Terry Norvelle, Brent Beaird. We've got Patrick Young in and out. He's traveling. It is a Friday edition. Zach producing in the producer studio. We've got a lot to go live from Brix Jax Beach.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brix Jax Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back, and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
And it bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports, from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
Inside Brix Jax Beach. I love it. It's for Friday home. We love hanging out here. Boy, great atmosphere. The happy hour group coming in. It's always special on Friday. There's always the ribeye steak special, and they add a little bit on Fridays. Friday redfish special. You go either direction. $12.99 with 2 side. I cannot beat that. It is famous. It is famous. Oh, well, there we go. How's that? Better. Oh, there we go, Brent Beaird. You got to turn it up, turn it down, turn it in.
Yeah, that's a lot. Listen, technical difficulties.
I didn't mess with that, though. Did somebody walk over here and mess with this? Hey, who did that? Hey, I'm watching you.
That's how you did it, okay?
Yeah, they love. You know what? I turned it the wrong way, I think. They love us here at Brix. We love being here. Jason Reynolds and his staff do a super, super job. Matter of fact, they just filled up my Diet Coke. Patrick is mad at me because in the afternoons when we do the show, I drink a lot of Diet Coke because, Brent, I'm a water guy. I drink. Yeah. You can't imagine. One day I'm going to take a picture. My nightstand at night at home, my nightstand, I have 3 separate tall good water bottles.
Right.
That I go, man, I get parched at night. I drink a ton. I'm up a lot and I'm using the bathroom a lot, and I get it. They go together. But I guzzle water at night and during the day. So I get my water. But Patrick gets mad at me for these Diet Cokes. But Brent, when you drink so much water, sometimes you need a carbonated punch, right?
I get that. And look, the reason you need water at night too during the summer. Yeah. I mean, you can't help it, but you sweat at night.
I agree. And I think the other thing that happens, I'm a fan guy. I cannot sleep.
I am too.
I'm a fan guy. And I think a fan hitting you dries you out over hours. I think a fan can kind of dry. Does that make sense?
Sure, it does.
I think breathing it in. Anyway, that's just my talk. And we'll talk medical on Wednesday with Dr. Aaron Bates from Southeast Orthopedic Specialist. And we're not exactly trained, me and you, but you know what? You know your body, and I know my body. Yep. Yeah. All right, Brent, let's do some college football. We dove into it. I think it's a good week. We're starting to get into that period where I think we all agree there's a lump of teams, maybe 7 or 8, that we think are going to the national title's coming out of, and they're pretty good. That lump of 8 teams or so, And Brent, we're hitting the period where, guess what? They're all going to start playing each other.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia, Alabama. It's a pretty good week. Well, other news and notes you might have and or games that stand out to you this weekend.
Let me mention the Oklahoma-Auburn game, and this is of all the years in covering college football, I don't know if I've ever seen this before, but every one of Oklahoma's starting wide receivers are out.
Really?
Have you ever okay, think about this a minute. Have you ever remembered anything like that close to happening?
No, you and I have seen one of, and we're not deep enough to know XYZ. The receivers are named X, right? Yeah. But we've seen an X receiver depth chart go down. Hell, Florida ran out that Spiretto kid, or whatever, number 30. But no, I've never ever. And Oklahoma, gosh darn, I think Oklahoma's going to win that game. But you're scaring me now, Brent. Oklahoma also has quarterback issues.
They do.
So they don't know who their quarterback's going to be and who he's throwing it to. Expound on that game.
Look, this is a crucial game, particularly for Auburn.
Yes.
Because, Auburn thought they would be 4-1 or 5-0 with all these home games at home in September. But that's not going to be the case. And if they lose tomorrow, they will be with 3 losses, Cal, Arkansas, and Oklahoma. Terry, my question to you is, how is Auburn going to score?
I know.
Peyton Thorne's going to start again. Jarquez Hunter will carry them through to some degree. But I think that's the biggest thing of all. Auburn right now, Terry, really would. I think they would struggle to score more than 14 or 17 points against anybody.
Totally agree. And that's one of on the other picks we have, me, Patrick, and Zach. I've taken Oklahoma in that game on the road, giving a couple of points. Yeah. I'm with you. Even with the quarterbacks out and the quarterback issues at Oklahoma and the wide receivers, man, I see Oklahoma scrapping 21 or 24.
Yeah.
I don't see Auburn scoring many.
No.
Am I wrong? If Auburn scored 2 touchdowns and a field goal, that would be a big day for their offense against Oklahoma, and that's only 17 points.
I agree. By the way, their coach their quarterback at Oklahoma is going to be Michael Hawkins Jr.
Sure he is.
And he started again. He didn't start. He came in against Tennessee.
Yeah, they played a little bit,
and did okay.
Yeah.
But man, you're putting him in a stadium like Auburn, and having to deal with that situation, that probably noise he's never had to deal with. But Oklahoma, I tell you, Oklahoma's defense though is elite. That's the thing that, and this Danny Stutzman, the Oklahoma's linebacker,
tackle you right now.
I'm convinced he gets off the bus tackling people.
He's tackling somebody right now. This guy is one of those. I don't know if he's an NFL prospect, but this guy for Oklahoma, he is. He walks around just tackling people, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He really does. Brent, let's stay with Auburn for one more second. You're as good a SEC guy as I've ever known. You know, Auburn and the SEC is a great conference, obviously, but you can kind of split up the SEC. There's a group of teams: Alabama, Georgia, Florida, Auburn, LSU, Tennessee. There's a group at the top that, when their fan base gets sideways, they're the top of the SEC.
Yeah.
Mississippi State and Missouri and Ole Miss. Yeah, when they start losing, their fan base squawks. Yeah, a little bit here. Arkansas, yeah, that's great. South Carolina, yeah. But those big boys, and Auburn is a big boy. They're in the big boy league in the SEC. They lose another 2, 3, 4 games this year. It's going to get ugly. It's going to get noisy in Auburn, isn't it?
Well, as a matter of fact, when you look at the schedule about what they've got, think about this. here's who they play in a row. They play Oklahoma. Next week they go to Georgia, by the way. And after that, they've got 2 straight games on the road, Georgia and Missouri, and then they play Kentucky. So, I mean, you're talking about the next 4 games. If they'll do well, if they split those games, and if they do, that's going to give them 4 losses at least on the season.
Ooh. And, it's not Freeze's first year, right? It's his
correct.
And, correct. And I hate to say it, and, sometimes I don't like it, but year 2, fan bases and administrations want to see a move. And that's just the way it is. And you can see rosters so much. And, man, and then, I mean, has Freeze, has he aired working with the media this year so far? I mean, he kind of climbed his team in the media. Sometimes that's a good move. Was that a good move for him? The way he lashed out at his team, not him.
No.
He didn't. I don't know. He didn't sound like a team player as a head coach.
Well, remember a couple of years ago in the bowl game in Birmingham that they lost. After the game, Freeze throws his offensive coordinator under the bus, and Freeze admitted that he spent the bowl preparation himself recruiting. Oof. So that didn't go over real well. And Terry, I don't know if people heard this, but Freeze is walking off the field at halftime. He meets the Auburn Football Network sideline guy, right, and basically said what he did after the game. We got to find a quarterback who will stop throwing it to the wrong jersey
in the middle of the game.
Yeah, at halftime, go into the locker room, and then when we got to find a running back who can hang on to the ball. So look, do you remember? I mean, Coach Bryant. I mean, even Chuck Jordan, who was at. I don't remember Pat Dye doing that. Usually their approach is, well, we didn't coach real well, and that's the reason we lost. And I know people, I know Freeze was being transparent in that situation, but boy, oh boy, I mean, Terry, when you do what he did, what does that do to those players during the next week?
Yeah, it might not have been a great move, and he knows better than that. Which tells you how frustrated he is. We've got you here a few more minutes and maybe one more segment, Brent. Right now, we've got several minutes this segment. Can FSU score enough points to beat SMU? I think the Noles are in trouble going to Dallas. SMU, what is it? Rhett Lashley running SMU, and opposition or not, they're going to score points. SMU is going to put points on the board. Can the Noles score enough? I think SMU beats Florida State on the road in Dallas tomorrow night.
Well, here's the problem with Florida State. They're averaging 13.9 points a game. Who tell me who you're going to beat if you're scoring those few points. Now, what Clemson hit, and look, they've got SMU this week. They've got Clemson next week. FSU does.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that makes tomorrow night almost a must-win.
It truly does it not? But because look, he'll say gosh darn and oh shucks and so forth. You tell me if Dabo Swinney would like to put 500 on Florida State.
In a heartbeat, and in a heartbeat to say, hey, we're back. So I'm concerned about FSU tomorrow night. I know their defense looks like they turned a little bit of a corner, but man, even if they were to hold SMU to say 21 or 24, I don't know if the Noles can score.
I agree. I agree.
On offense, they would have to almost play perfect, get 10 possessions and score on 4 of them. And
again, they're still not getting much out of DJ Uiagalelei. I mean, at this point, he's just who he is.
Yeah.
And they really need to put Brock Glenn in a little bit, maybe not start, but at least to play on that line.
Brent, 2 or 3 series in, if that offense is not moving the ball, Mike Norvell's got to make a move just to try. Because if he doesn't, if Florida State muddles through another game and another loss like that, and Mike Norvell doesn't at least run some backup players in during the game, that locker room is going to start grumbling, I think. Hey, man, what's going on? Why does DJU get more rope than anybody?
Yeah.
You know? Brent, let's get in one more game before we go break.
Sure.
This is a national game. Illinois. I've always thought Brett Bielema is a good coach. Everywhere he's been, and you know, I think Arkansas bailed on him a little early. I think Bielema knows what he's doing. He's a veteran, been around. He knows how to win in the big conferences. Illinois, I've watched him a couple times. They're pretty damn good.
They are.
He's built this thing. He's been there a couple of years. It's a tough fight you team like his personal. Illinois is 4-0, 19th in the country. They are at Penn State, 9th in the country, 3-0. Man, this looks like an absolute. James Franklin rarely wins the big game. And this game won't be considered an Ohio State or Michigan type game. But James Franklin really needs to win this game. If Illinois goes into State College and beats James Franklin again, and Penn State still has the Ohio States and the Michigan, this is a game, I think, for Penn State and James Franklin.
Agreed. And remember, Terry, the quarterback for Illinois is Altmaier. He used to be at Ole Miss. And he, at this point, he has played well. Now, again, as we've said before, the expanded playoff actually helps James Franklin because he may be able to get in there with a 10-2, 9-3 record in the playoffs. So that would help him. Millar, I think, is okay as a quarterback. I don't think he's great.
That Aller, he's a tease, Brent. Man, he's a 5-star, and he'll give you a game. And man, and I know I didn't mean to cut you off, but Aller, he's a tease, man. He's got to put it together this year.
I agree. Now, Penn State still got Southern Cal, Ohio State left to play. But again, I mean, they are rolling
this game. They can't.
They do. I agree with that totally.
I think they will, but they can't let Brett Bielema and Illinois come in and beat them. Big game for I think Penn State and Franklin. Brent, can you hang one more segment? We got 4 games. Let's keep Brent Beaird, our college football analyst and expert, with us. We'll take a quick break. Having a fun day here at Brix on a Friday. Everybody's safe and sound. They're piling in here. You can hear the music is here. And, of course, the $12.99 ribeye steak special all day, all night right here. And they also introduced, just to make it interesting, maybe you don't want steak, maybe you had steak yesterday, Friday redfish special as well, $12.99, 2 sides. Cannot beat it. Great atmosphere, great food, great service at Brix Jax Beach.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brix Jax Beach.
For over 20 years, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has been providing the highest level of orthopedic and spine care to patients throughout Northeast Florida. Now, we're making that same great care even more convenient with Southeast Orthopedic Specialists Direct, a walk-in clinic where you can be seen for pain or injuries with no appointment needed. Staffed by orthopedic physicians and specialists, we offer everything from diagnosis and treatment to imaging and bracing, all with no appointment needed. For more information, hours, and locations, visit our website.
You really got to hand it to him. Hold on.
The previous play is under further review.
I'm not sure what he could review, but okay. Sure has been a while. Dine in at Hurricane Grill and Wings for the football season. Well, there he is. Oh, what is that?
Hey everyone, Olivia Tasley here from Action Sports Jax to tell you all the different ways you can watch our new 24/7 network. 3 easy steps. You don't even need a pen and paper to write it down. Step number 1, download the app. Search Action News Jax in your app store either on your phone or your smart TV. Then, once you're on the app, click on that little drop-down menu in the upper left-hand corner with the 3 little lines. That'll show you these options, and boom, right here, click Action Sports Jax 24/7, and you will be brought to our continuous stream channel. That app can be accessed through all these different platforms. Whether you have Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple TV, or Google TV, you can find our app. Now, if you don't have access to the app, don't worry, we still got you covered. We're across all social media platforms from Facebook, Instagram, X, YouTube, Twitch. We have a podcast channel. Plus, check out our short reels on our TikTok. Action Sports Jax 24/7. It's on all the time and everywhere.
Summertime means sizzling sales at Nimnick Buick GMC. The #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville has lots of inventory to choose from with their best price guarantee. Nimnick never charges above MSRP. You can save up to $10,000 off select new GMC Sierras or get rates as low as 1.9%.
You know, I'm a truck guy. GMC Sierra, my trim level is an SLT. This one's an Elevation. Pretty good looking color as well. So here at Nimnick Buick GMC, you have a lot to pick from. My father-in-law, he drives this, an Enclave, so I feel like that GMC in the family. 2025 is coming around the corner, which means it's almost time to close out those 2024s this summer.
You can schedule a test drive at NimnickBuickGMC.com, and while you're there, check your trade value and customize your payment options. Nimnick is there for you, even on Sundays. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway or shop online at NimnickBuickGMC.com. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941. GMC, we are professional grade.
Hey, I want to thank our buddy Patrick Young. He's been with us about an hour. Pat has checked out. He's got some stuff going on. We've got Brent Beaird. One more segment. Terry Norvelle here on a Friday edition, the Young and Norvelle Show from Brix Jax Beach. The music's fired up. It just kind of feels like Friday. And Brent, before we get back into college football, this final segment with you, man, I'm glad the Hurricane did its thing. I think the high school football games being played tonight?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, Terry, there are some being played Monday night.
Okay.
So before people go to the game, they need to check if they know someone at the school to make sure the game's on tonight or Monday.
Tonight or Monday, but we're going to try and play a bunch of games tonight, which
yes.
I know school's been out Thursday, Friday, but, let's try and get them in. High school, you look up and the season's over, right? And
really,
they don't have a bunch of weeks, and it's hard at that level to move stuff. College and pro can move stuff, and they've got crews, and it's hard for high schools to move games around. So it looks like we'll get a bunch of games in tonight. But Brent, that's good advice. Reach out, reach somewhere, and make sure you don't show up at the stadium and nobody's there. So high school football. Brent, some more college we want to hit with you. We've talked about a lot of the games. We got a game tonight of interest. The Miami Hurricanes, they're hosting, right? They host the Canes tonight, Virginia Tech, 7:30 ESPN. Man, I'm this far. I just need a little more, but, man, I think the Canes are for real, right?
Yeah.
This far, they may be in that lump of teams, and is this a danger game? Virginia Tech, they've lost to Vanderbilt earlier, but historically Virginia Tech has given Miami hell in this series. both in Blacksburg and Miami. What do you think about this game? What do you think about Miami?
Well, I think I wasn't sure about this in the beginning, but I think there's something real about Miami. I mean, you got to start with Cam Ward, who's been one of the better transfer quarterbacks anywhere and has just played tremendously. Got a little bit of a sidearm throwing motion like some of the NFL quarterbacks. The Martinez kid has played well, the transfer. Xavier Recipro's, frankly, been unbelievable.
And he's been around forever. He should be dominating. Talented.
Yes.
And I think him coming back was a boost to Miami. I think he could have gone. He's got NFL talent, right?
Oh, yeah. And they've got a kid, Reuben Bain, on the defensive line they need to get back to. He was hurt. Do you remember this in the first series of Florida game?
Yep.
They took him out. So they need to get him back too. By the way, the last 3 meetings, to your point, have been decided by an average of 6 points.
Yeah. I think Virginia Tech will play well early in this game, but boy, Miami. The way Cam Ward has come in, and in a good way, he's taken over that team. I mean, It looks like that guy. It looks like Cam Ward could blow his whistle at 2:30 a.m. and the team would get behind him in March. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree.
And say, where do you need us? He's really been a leader. In terms of Heisman Trophy right now, and it's very early, you got to have Cam Ward up there, Milroe at Alabama. Unfortunately, Ewers at Texas will not win the Heisman because of his injury. He won't have enough. What are your thoughts on Heisman? I mean, I think Cam Ward's as high as anybody right now. Who am I missing? I think Milroe's up there.
I'm sure Carson Beck eventually. I think Carson Beck's up there, and he could get there.
Saturday night. He throws for 275 and 3 touchdowns. Boom, he's up there.
Yeah, I tell you another guy that you may not, people may not have thought of, but this Trey Harris kid at Ole Miss,
the receiver,
has just been absolutely unbelievable.
Receiver,
along that line too. So give him a lot of credit for what he's done. But again, no one ever wins a Heisman in September. But it's good to keep track of it too. Yes.
Well, let's get back to Miami real quick.
Yeah.
You mentioned a name that is going over everybody's head, and he doesn't mind, I don't think, and I certainly don't think Mario Cristobal minds. Miami, the Canes, the swagger, Cam Ward, are they back? Is Cristobal for real? Well, you know one guy they're missing, everybody's missing, who's been a steady influence, is that the kid, the running back you just mentioned.
Martinez kid, yeah.
Martinez kid. He's been solid back there, man. When they need to give the ball and punch somebody in the mouth, he's been quietly silent, but I think he's been a real factor for Miami.
Oh, yeah. And listen to something you said. The last few times Miami has been in the top 10, the 2020 team lost 3 games. The 2018 team lost 6 games.
Oh.
And the 2017 team, which went all the way to number 2, ended up 10-3.
Oh,
so how will they deal with the rarefied air of being up there? But this is a big game for them tonight. And also, as for you, when you look at their schedule, Cal, Louisville, that's a good game. They've got FSU, Duke, Georgia Tech, Wake Forest, and Syracuse. That is a manageable schedule, is it not?
It really is. That at Cal is a dicey. That's a hell of a trip. Think about the mileage.
Really is, and it's
Gables, Berkeley, California. But that's a manageable. There's no Notre Dame on there, right? No Notre Dame. No. Is there Clemson on there? You said or no?
No. Well,
wow. Miami's got to take advantage of that. No Notre Dame, no Clemson.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They absolutely do. But
go ahead.
this could be the team, particularly if they stay healthy. I mean, look, you saw them in person, and I mean, they were sharp. They knew what they were doing. Their offensive coordinator Shannon has done a good job. With them too.
Yeah.
So I've seen Miami too many times, and we're not gonna special this year.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and you hit it a minute ago. I was at the Florida-Miami game. I was in the press box, and the way the Florida field press box, the Gators are on the close sideline.
Yeah.
Miami, the visiting team, is on the far sideline, so you can see the far sideline very well. I mean, looking at them, and I'm telling you, that was an opener for. It wasn't just Florida's opener; it was Miami's as well. It wasn't like Miami had played 4 games.
Yeah.
And got everything out. It was their opener too, and it was Cristobal's third year. It's Billy Napier's third year. Everything was equal. I'm telling you, I watched that game, and one of the things among many that stood out for Miami, their coaching staff was solid.
Yeah.
Had a plan. They weren't scurrying around. They were getting their plays in. They knew what they were doing. And then you looked at Florida 3 years in, they were scuffling and where am I? Where are you?
Yeah.
Miami was buttoned up. I'm telling you. And I made a point to look at their sideline. I really made a point. And, buddy, they were never rushed on the play clock. They had a plan, and they had executed. I mean, they had worked on it, man. And it helps when your plan goes right.
Yes.
Because you don't have to improvise on the run. But man, it was I'm telling you, I mentioned that on this show. I said, man, I was impressed with Miami's coaching staff.
Yeah.
They were buttoned up, at least that Saturday.
Yeah.
They knew the play going. Brent, it was impressive. It was impressive.
The thing about Cristobal that we have seen is he will have an inexplicable loss. Yes. He did it at Oregon. 2 years ago, they had it with Middle Tennessee. Last year, they had it with Georgia Tech. Can he avoid that with this team this year?
Yeah. One more game, Brent, and we'll let you go. And this kind of, I think, plays into Florida. There's a very, very interesting 3:30 game tomorrow. Colorado, Deion Sanders, it's fun to rip into him. They are 3-1. They had a miracle win with a miracle pass that got into overtime. Hey, but you got to win the game. Colorado, as strange as this game setup sounds, the Buffaloes are at UCF. Central Florida, 3-0, pretty good team. Gus Malzahn's been there a while now. He's got his stamp down there. That game now has caught national attention.
It is.
I bring that up because UCF, if UCF and Gus Malzahn, if they beat Colorado, that's going to get some national attention, mainly because of Colorado.
Yeah.
Great. If UCF wins that game, the Knights go to 4-0, and Brent, they're going to pop up in the rankings. They're going to be third in the country. And guess where they go next week?
Yeah. Well, see, here's my thing with that. Florida is one of the worst rush defenses in the nation.
Yep.
Well, UCF averages 375 yards a game rushing. So, and KJ Jefferson's a quarterback there. Now, listen, I'm curious what you think about this. This to me, they would have been a lot better off. Florida would be next week if they were playing South Carolina.
Yeah.
How much more pressure would this put on Billy Napier if a team from the state of Florida that would have no business beating them at all come to Gainesville and basically run them out of the gym?
Devastating, by the way. That would be another Florida team. They would have lost at least 3 in a row, right? If they lose UCF, they just lost to Miami. They wrapped up the season losing to Florida State.
Yeah.
Wow, that would be devastating. And you're right. Hey, Gus Malzahn, his MO is if he can run the ball down your throat, he'll do it 3 times, right? He would do it triplets. He
Sure
loves
he would.
running the ball down. I mean, if he gets going with that offense, they won't throw a forward pass, I don't think. Gus Malzahn, and if they do, Brent, it's because they've run it down your throat and they have an easy 60-yarder, right? Because you're coming up to stop the run, and Gus Malzahn would, and Malzahn obviously knows how to walk into an SEC stadium and win.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect them at all.
Well, look, here is, and to stretch this thing a little further, the real problem that Florida is going to have is you got a week off, you got UCF next week, and the following week you go to Tennessee. Oh my goodness gracious alive!
I'm making that trip, by the way.
That's right, you are.
Yep, we're going to do a fun little on the road with the Gators. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh yeah, I would be too. Absolutely, to go to Neyland and look, Terry, this Tennessee team's not playing around. My concern for this game is if the UCF game could get ugly. My Lord, you know good and well, Tennessee would love to put one on Florida up there.
I think Tennessee would be happy to score 60.
Yes.
60
yes.
on Florida. Brent, really, really, really good stuff as always. I think you will give us a pretty much 80 to 90% thumbs up for this. This is a good weekend. And I think we're rolling. Are we rolling into every weekend now? Is that the mix of good teams?
I think the stakes just continue to get higher and higher because you've got some teams like Ole Miss who really haven't played anybody that are going to start having some meaningful games. I think Missouri, the same thing's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
So in the month of October, there is going to be some separation between these teams. And again, we need to remember Georgia, Bama tomorrow, and then they've got Tennessee in October, and then they've got Ole Miss in November.
Yeah.
So that people have been wanting to see what Georgia would do with the tough schedule. Well, it's here.
Yeah, and it's going to be fun to watch Georgia tomorrow because this is, like I said, this is the shake 'em up kind of game.
Yeah.
Georgia's kind of sleptwalking, and I know Zach was pointing out the big win over Clemson. I thought they were sleepwalking a little bit through Clemson.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they were
broke up in the second half. And that, Brent, you and I have talked. One of the great things that Nick Saban, I thought, did with his program at Alabama over 17 years, they didn't have many sleepwalk games.
No, very few.
Somehow he kept his team engaged. Georgia looks like a bunch of teams, and I'm not picking on Georgia. And you've seen these teams. Georgia looks like a bunch of teams that are so good, and they know it. You know when you're a football team. And they've played in so many big games, right? So many. The lights are there. The national media is there. They've played in so many of those that if the opponent doesn't have a little small number next to their name, like third ranked, fourth ranked, fifth ranked, Tennessee, Alabama, Georgia's not. They think it's a practice game.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
And somehow Kirby has got to get to them and start stirring them up. And I think it's hard to do. Patrick always says there's a human nature element.
Yeah.
They got to get through. Georgia's way better than Kentucky. Why were they winning by a few points? Well, they kind of sleptwalk a little bit the whole game. Not taking away from Kentucky.
And Kentucky just has their number in Lexington. And Kentucky always gets up for that game. And the problem is when they lose to Georgia, they let Georgia beat them two or three times after that.
2 or 3. Last thing, Brent, real quick. Staying with Georgia. I thought it was a huge win, even though it was ugly, over Kentucky, because if Georgia had stumbled in Lexington and got one loss, it's not out of the realm of possibility. It might not happen, but that murderer's row of 4 teams Georgia has, we talked about Alabama and Tennessee and Ole Miss. They've got that murderer's row of 4 teams. It's not out of the realm. If they split those 4, okay, that's 2 losses. Had they lost at Kentucky, Georgia could have. That Kentucky win was big, I think.
It truly was.
9-3, Georgia might not get in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
and
that was big that they went and it was an ugly game, but they won it. But they won it. Brent, have a good Saturday, my friend. I think everybody's safe and sound now. Thanks for everything you do on our show, and we appreciate you, buddy.
Good. Thank you, bud. Take care.
That is Brent Beaird checking in with us, as he does often on the Young and Norvelle Show. Let's take our final break, come back. We'll wrap things up. I'll kick Zach around a little bit, which is always fun to do. He's from the South Carolina Low Country, so who cares? He's getting anyway, we'll get back here on the Young and Norvelle Show. Place filling up here at Brix Jax Beach. It's a fun Friday night. If you're in the area, stop by.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brix Jax Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.
right, we're starting to wrap things up. Been a fun Friday, man. I've enjoyed the show. I hope you have as well. Want to thank Patrick Young, who was with us about an hour. He was busy, so he got out of here. Brent Beaird dropping all of his knowledge. Zach Rothrock producing, and I'm Terry Norvelle. Hope you enjoyed the show. Starting to wrap it up here from Brix Jax Beach. Yes, we are back live. Glad to be back here after taking the day off yesterday. Hope everybody's safe and sound. Zach, got to ask you this now. The rumor I heard, the Rothrock family, you made a husband, family later decision. You took your lovely wife and your child and said, sweetie, why don't you guys get in the car a couple days ago, go up north, get, up high, which is a smart move. Go up north, South Carolina, the low country where you're from. Go
Not
up
the low country.
But you sent wifey and your beautiful child, which is a smart move, up, and you stayed back, right? Go up with the is it with mother or mother-in-law?
Yeah, it's my mom's house up there, and it's actually my mom's idea. She's always looking for a reason to have the grandkid up there to visit.
I agree.
Yeah,
But
at
it's
any
a
time.
smart move. But here's what happened, from what I understand: you sent beautiful wife and child up north from a safety standpoint.
Yeah.
But my operatives, because I've got eyes all over. You know what?
Oh, man.
Not a lot gets by me in this area.
That
I've
I
got a
know.
lot of eyes out. The word I hear is they go up north and they lose electricity and power, but you stay back in the hurricane and you don't lose electricity power.
That is correct. Yeah, I'm never really sure when and when to not use the word irony, but it feels like this has got to be a stroke of ironic behavior. Yeah, so they were without power for multiple hours this morning, whereas me here in the heart of hurricane country was completely fine. No power outage at all.
Hey, man, I like your style, man. I like your style. So when are wifey and child due back?
They're going to come back on Sunday. They're going to go ahead and just stay for a couple of days, just kind of hang out.
Why drive up there, then go through that, and then come back?
Yeah.
That's a smart move. But isn't that crazy? You send them up, and did you lose power at all?
I just had a couple flickers for like not even a whole minute.
Wow. Well, number one, I'm glad everybody's safe. But when I found out that story, I'm like, holy cow, that's something that would happen to me.
Yeah, I know. I would have never imagined that would be the case, but I mean, yeah, here we are.
Well, good. I hope they get back
They should.
safe and sound. By the way, old Terry, I'm talking a lot of trash. My electricity, I woke up at midnight kind of sweating a little bit, and I noticed, okay, I'm out of power. So my electricity went out at midnight last night, and I left the house today. I ran a few errands before the show at 4. I left the house about 1:30. I'm still out of electricity. So old Terry's hoping when he goes back home in a little bit, I hope I've got electricity. If not, Zach, I think you've heard this song before. Let me sing it. If I go home and I don't have any electricity, Zach, I lost my countdown. Let me get my countdown back.
There you go. You got a couple minutes.
3 minutes.
Yep.
3 minutes. Okay. If I go home a little bit later after I wrap up and stuff, and I don't have electricity, Zach, I think you've heard one of these nursery rhyme songs. It goes, Red Rover, Terry and his dog Penny are coming over.
Yeah, I mean, as I was also saying, I also have the dog Penny. We could have a tale of two pennies.
Yeah, but old Terry, I guess I'm fat and happy, but the whole no AC in the hot time, it's going to be in the 80s, right?
Oh yeah, when you live in the state of Florida, when you don't have AC, that's officially a national state of emergency. You can no longer stay in the house without the AC.
Well said, my man. So, Zach or somebody else, you better hope my stuff's working, because Red Rover, Terry and Penny are loading up the car and coming over somewhere. So, Zach, what's going on with South Carolina, the Gamecocks? What do you got cooking? They're off this week?
They are off this week, and they will be facing the Ole Miss Rebels next week, which will probably be tough.
Yeah, it's tough. Home or road, or do you know?
I believe that is a road game. Got to go to Ole Miss, which is super tough.
What's the feel in Columbia? Do you know? I mean,
that's a home game, actually. Sorry about that.
Little more excitement than I thought around South Carolina football. They're kind of excited, right?
Yeah, I think that everyone is very pleasantly surprised with the way the defensive line has played in particular. I think people were excited about the play of quarterback Lenora Sellers before the high ankle sprain injury. You know, that's the type of injury that can linger. Ashford was okay last week against Akron, but that was Akron. Yeah, you can get away with that type of quarterback play against. He had actually ended up with a really good game against Akron, but we got to have a more. They need Lenora Sellers back for Ole Miss and beyond.
1 minute left. Jaguars on the road. Tough assignment. Nothing's going right. What's going to happen in Houston on Sunday?
Yeah, I mean, I'm really concerned with the Jaguars. Evan Ingram is kind of an unsung hero for them, and I think he's going to be out again. He missed practice yesterday. I believe he missed practice today too, and that really just isn't good for him to play. He's kind of the catalyst of their offense. They perform way worse in games where he doesn't play. And so, yeah, I mean, I think the Texans, it looks like Evan Ingram is officially out. I wanted to make sure I got that before I said so. Yeah, Evan Ingram's out. Yeah, I mean, the Texans are probably going to win. They're probably going to cover the touchdown.
Yeah, tough assignment. Jacksonville scuffling. I think it would be better if Houston was undefeated, but they lost their game. They're going to be voted for Bear. All right, guys, that'll wrap it up. Been a fun show from Brix Jax Beach. We do it every Friday. Catch us Monday. We're right back at it in San Marco at the Four Score Golf Tavern. Have a great weekend, everybody.
For those dealing with pain from a sports injury, arthritis, or spine condition, Southeast Orthopedic Specialists offers innovative new non-surgical options. Our regenerative medicine treatments, including platelet-rich plasma and other regenerative treatments, use your body's own restorative cells to aid in treating injuries. These procedures are performed in our offices and typically require minimal downtime. If you want to get back to doing what you love, our regenerative treatment options may be right for you. For more information or to schedule an appointment online, visit our website.
Finally, a family atmosphere, kid-friendly restaurant with a real sports bar feel. Brix Jax Beach features all of that and a large, climate-controlled covered patio with misting fans and heaters for all seasons. Mix in an extremely diverse menu that features the most quality and affordable steak at the beach, and there's no reason not to enjoy your next lunch, dinner, happy hour, or big sporting event at Brix Jax Beach, 300 2nd Street North in Jacksonville Beach. See you at Brix Jax Beach.
Since 1936, Procter Ace has been proudly helping Jax with all your home and garden projects. Whether you need tools, paint, plumbing supplies, or expert advice, we've got what you need to get the job done right. Looking to brighten your yard? Visit our garden center for plants, tools, and everything to make your outdoor space flourish. You're not just shopping here, you're part of our community. So come in today and let us help you tackle your next project with a smile. After all,
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. When I say it means something to me, gentlemen, it means something to me.
High school football is back and it's bigger than ever. Welcome to the Friday Night Zone Blitz.
It is bigger than a game.
Watch the biggest games each week live as the action unfolds with instant reaction and analysis from our Hall of Famer, Kevin Sullivan. It starts with live look-ins at the top matchups, including our Jaguars Prep Whataburger Game of the Week, and that is just the beginning of 4 straight hours of coverage. From 8 to 10:30, the Friday Night Zone Blitz is streaming on our Action News Jax app and online. At 10:30, the Friday Night Blitz you know and love. A half hour of highlights from around the area. 11 o'clock, we shine the spotlight on the bands that pump up the crowd. 11:15, it's time to blitz through the highlights online and on air. Then 11:35, back to the stream to break down the night's results with a reaction from local coaches. 4 straight hours of high school football on the Friday Night Zone Blitz. Only on Action Sports Jax 24/7.
Baker Sports is local sports. Uniforms from Pop Warner and Little League to travel ball, high school, and college. They make you look good. They help you play good. Baker Sports has been helping families make memories that will last a lifetime with their Baker's Buckets. We've got a lot of these filled with baseballs and softballs in the garage. I've been throwing batting practice to Ty and Kaylee for years and also sit on the Baker's Bucket, catching Kaylee while she practices her pitching. Yeah! Baker Sports is homegrown, and a lot of employees that used to play on local ball fields now work for Baker Sports, now helping you look good, play good, and make memories of your own. Visit Bakersport.com to see what Baker Sports can do for you. Custom apparel, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas, embroidery, screen printing, and more. Baker Sports is local sports from Jacksonville to anywhere in the Southeast. Bakersport.com.